I read an article recently about British men's ultimate sexual fantasy, and it surprised me. The results of it surprised me. It was a proper survey. They asked 3,000 men their opinion. I'd like to do a little straw poll in here this evening, because the results of this, I was shocked. Ultimate sexual fantasies. Has anyone got one they wouldn't mind admitting to?
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba. It's a specific person that you would like to bone. Well, I happen to know Jessica Alba does an awful lot of work for charity. Maybe... My crisps tasted rubbish. Oh. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. I became Latino there for a second. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. I had crisps. Did you see I had crisps? Jimmy Carr crisps. The good people at Walker's, for comic relief, they brought out a flavour of my crisps, and it was me and Al Murray and Frank Skinner and Stephen Fry, and then they made these crisps, and every packet they sold, they gave 5 pence to the starving people in Africa. And I said to them, why don't you just send them the fucking crisps? It's got to make more sense, hasn't it? Because they can't be as fussy about the flavours. If you're starving, you're fine, aren't you? Well, these are a bit... Nah, fair enough. I love swearing. I've always quite... Oh, you're all right? Sorry, what was that? I missed a bit of chat. Hi. Sorry, it's not the telly. If you talk, I can hear. Now you're looking pissed off. You're thinking, I didn't press the red button. It's gone all interactive. What were you saying? Go on, say it. You thought... You just said, I thought you were talking about snake bite the drink. Yeah. What happened was... OK, in a joke is like 2 stories, yeah? And the first story makes you make an assumption about something. So the assumption people made about snake bite in that joke was that it was a snake biting you. But that's the setup of the joke. So you made the assumption he's talking about a snake biting someone. In the second part of the joke, often known as the punchline, what you'll find is that rug will be whipped from under you, and you'll realise that the assumption you made was erroneous. Suddenly revealing a fact that was previously concealed is the nature of all one-liners, madam. So in essence, I was talking about both snake bites, the thing that happens when a snake bites you, and also the drink. No problem at all, it's lovely to help. It's nice to have you here this evening, because I think one of the charity gigs I did helped pay for the minibus that brought you here. So, nice to see that money wasn't wasted. Oh, bless her little heart. What are you making of the rest of the show? Or are you just enjoying the spangly things? Come on in, sit down. What's your name, madam? Alexa. Alexa. And what is it, some sort of cystitis? What's the matter? What do you do for a living, Alexa?
Lots of things.
You do lots of things?
Yeah.
Yes, I think I've seen a card advertising your services. Are you new in town? Go on, sir. Don't let me guess.
So, I'm an aspiring presenter.
You're an aspiring presenter?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I'll say to you what I say to all aspiring presenters that I meet. I'll have an Americano, please. Who the fuck has a side party? You're going to kick yourself when I tell you. Me. Yeah, go on, once.
Is it right if your girlfriend wants you to watch her pee?
She likes you watching her pee.
I'm trying to get you to watch her. She's like, no.
So, sorry. That's it. The question, I get asked that every show. It's weird that you would ask that. So, because she likes a lot of people to watch her pee. Is that your thing? You like people to watch you pee?
No.
Well, clearly, yes. He didn't say that for no reason, did he? Do you remember earlier when you said he was a pedo for making you dress up as a schoolgirl? I think it might be payback time. But surely you could just dress her as a schoolgirl and have her do a wee on you. That's fine. That plays into your whole pedo fantasy. Everyone's happy. Apart from anyone with any sort of sense of taste and decency, who are frankly horrified by you too. What's your name, sir? Sam. Hi, Sam. What, sorry? Southwell. Yeah, definitely I need a surname for this. I'm not in charge of the register, don't worry about that. So, and what is it about being watched pee that you enjoy? Well, just tell us. We're all interested to know. Well, you do, so...
It's not like that.
What is it like?
Give her a glass of water, we'll all find out.
I just think if you live with someone, you should feel comfortable enough to do anything in front of them.
I'm all for that, madam, yes. Once you've been with someone, there's a level of intimacy that suggests that you would be able to pee in front of them or maybe shit on their chest. But some people aren't like us, baby. Some people don't think in the way... They're closed-minded. They've got a sense of, I don't know, appropriate occasion. It's all right, we're not taping this for... Oh, no, we are. Lovely golden showers. Any other thoughts? What car do I drive? I don't actually drive a car, sir. I roll in one. Motherfucker, yeah, with the bitches in the back, yeah. How you doing? Any other questions, thoughts?
What's your favourite type of cheese?
What's my favourite type of cheese? Knob.
Where's the best place you perform?
The best place I've performed? I'd have to say In Your Girlfriend. It's the law. It's the law. I have to, I'm sorry. What is the worst gift you've ever got? Birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Valentine's. What is the worst piece of shit you ever got? We've had a heckle. Go on, what was that, sir? A little bit louder. No, what's fine. Sir, what's your name? What, sorry? Toby. Toby, do you mind me sharing with the group? Thank you very much indeed, Toby. That makes it much easier. Because there's a heckle. It's quite a good heckle, quite a funny heckle. But we have to do a heckle put-down now. God. I would love if I could just let it go, but I can't. There are rules. But you don't mind me sharing with the group, so it makes it much easier. We can go old school. What, sorry? Stop stalling. Don't panic, sir. I've got this. I'll have to put you on arsehole waiting. Toby's mum is so fat. She's a fucking disgrace, Toby. Your mum is such a chunky monkey wobble slob. Fatty boom batty blubbernaut. She's so fucking fat, when she fell down the stairs, I thought EastEnders had finished. Boom, 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 bum, 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 bum. True story. You, sir. What did you say? What was it? Stop stalling? Yeah? What's your name? Gary. Are you trying to say Gary? Watch me. Gary. Yeah. 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 The fuck is that? Well, Gary, if you want my comeback, you'll have to scrape it off your mum's teeth. We should probably do a little heckle amnesty. I quite like it when people join in and heckle. You know the rules of heckling, right? You can join in, nothing, no physical contact. You can only use your mouth, just like your mum when she's having a flare-up. Any heckles? Anyone care to? What have I done to my hair? I've redistributed. I had too much hair on the back of my head and not enough up here. The glare would have taken your fucking eyes out. So it's for you that I've done this. I think I've gone from having Lego hair to having Playmobil Man hair. They say you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter, can't you? I say you can joke about anything, but not with anyone. I think with you good people this evening, I should be fine, right? Well, let's see, shall we? We'll put that to the test. Having sex is like riding a bike. My uncle taught me when I was a kid. I met a girl in the audience recently with a weird job. So I was chatting away to people in the audience, and this girl, I said, what do you do? She said, I work in marketing. I went, well, what exactly? She went, I'm head of marketing for a prosthetic limbs company. Now, I'd never met an arms dealer before. I could do a brilliant Michael Jackson impersonation. Would you like to see it? Okay, I just need a young volunteer that can keep a secret. Come on up. Yeah. What are you getting up for? What? Wait a second, this is a teachable moment. If a grown man beckons you forth as he undoes his flies, this is some stranger danger, son. What's your name?
Mikey.
Mikey. Let's hear it from Mikey, everyone. That is because, you know why? That is commitment to a night out at a comedy show. There's a young man that's just thought to himself, oh, it's the bit of the show where I suck his cock. Great. Sorry, I was at a doctor's about 2 years ago now. He said, I'm going to need a sperm sample. I said, no problem at all. He said, would you like help from an attractive Russian nurse? I went, yeah. Send in the attractive Russian nurse. This gorgeous, could have been a model, Russian nurse walked in, called Vlad, big bloke. He got me. So Vlad walks in and goes, would you like to masturbate in the cup? I said, I'm good, but I'm not ready for competition yet. And then Vlad takes me off to, they've got a room set up in the doctor's office specifically for the purpose of collecting sperm samples. I don't know what they call the room, the wank bank? Or, no, it's something medical, something Latin sounding. I don't know, the masturbatorium. It's not half bad, is it, masturbatorium? Sounds like someone from Harry Potter. That's the masturbatorium, Harry, for the Expelliarmus. So sorry, I got you again there. So they've got everything you need for the matter in hand, quite literally, in this room. They've got a lock on the door. That's important. They've got a seat, they've got a bench, they've got a loo, they've got a sink, and they give you, when you're giving a sperm sample in a doctor's office, they give you porn. Hardcore porn. Quite a lot of arse stuff, not really to my taste, but whatever, I'll work with it. I'm a trooper. So I'm in there, and I'm doing what a man needs to do to produce a sperm sample, and I'm just about to complete the mission. I'm on what's referred to as the vinegar strokes. When I notice out the corner of my eye, there's another drawer with porn for straight men. Paedophiles get a bad rap. But if it wasn't for paedophiles, I wouldn't be able to light a fire, put up a tent, or keep a secret. I'm going to talk about racism now, and this is a straight white man talking, so pay attention. People say the best things in life are free, but those people have clearly never had sex.
Suit don't fit you.
Your suit don't fit you. Well, who does it fucking fit? I mean... Well, sorry, I bought it from a kid's shop. I don't know how to explain this to you. I'm not that small, I'm just far away. As a kid, for 5 years, I was in the church choir. Now, I can't sing that well, but boy, can I suck a cock. My friend said to me, "What rhymes with orange?" I said, "No, it doesn't." When you're young, paedophiles are something to laugh at, the local creep. But then you grow up and you have your own kids with their own unique personalities and quirks and difficulties, and it suddenly hits you. What the fuck do these pedos see in these little shits? Is anyone here in a controlling relationship? Raise your partner's hand. Scientists say the largest sexual organ in the body is actually the mind. But that's only because those scientists haven't seen Charlie's mum's fanny. I'd like to take a moment to thank Charlie's mum for letting us use it this evening. It's a wonderful space. Wonderful space. No, I got on very well with your mum. I never forget what your mum said to me. "Let go of my ears, I know what I'm doing." I'm not being disrespectful. I got on very well with his mum. I made his mum come. I remember clearly because she dropped her chips. Progressive types say that we shouldn't use gendered sexual swear words, but those words are so expressive. We can't lose those words from our language just because some pricks are total pussies and want to fanny about being dicks because they can't hear the word cock without crying like a twat, the silly cunts. I got in trouble for a joke last year. Now, I don't mind getting in trouble for a joke if it's worth it, if it's like a really edgy joke. I got in trouble for a joke that's so mild. I said, deafness is getting to be quite a problem for me, and I never thought I'd hear myself say that. We've got like 50 letters of complaint from the National Association of the Deaf, and what I want to know is, who told them? I like it when the girl puts the condom on for you, but I was asked to leave the pharmacy. My girlfriend doesn't think that her sister is trustworthy, but believe me, that girl can keep a secret. Well, if you're fat and you're offended, be the bigger person. Everyone loved Michael Jackson in the 80s, right? He was the coolest guy in the world. Coolest guy in the world, bar none. And really, the high point of that cool was the moonwalk at the Grammys. Remember that? People lost their minds at how cool it was. And really, the moonwalk was no more than... it was that. I know I'm not nailing this, but that was the gist of it, right? That was the coolest shit we'd ever fucking seen. Of course, we didn't realize at the time it had been developed for sneaking in and out of children's bedrooms. We had no idea. It's so obvious now. No, I've never fucked a kid. I nearly did just then, didn't I? But I've never fucked a kid. But if I did fuck a kid, I think I know how I'd leave the room. Dwarfism is a growing problem. Now, you might think this is silly, but I assure you it's absolutely true. When Zayn left One Direction, for me, it was like 9/11. Yeah, I didn't care about that either. Well, there's a real generational divide there, I could see. Some people are looking at me like 9/11, steady on. And other people are looking at me like One Direction, don't take their name in vain. I was actually supposed to be on one of the planes on 9/11. But the more interesting story is how I met Osama. I find most young women make a lot of noise in the bedroom. I guess they're not expecting to see anyone at their window. But for the little girls, it's more difficult. So when I was growing up, the girls would call their Sunday face. They would call it their fine china because the rhyming slang where I'm from, fine china, vagina. I think it's quite a nice term for a young lady. It was fine until my father came home from work one day and said, "The boss is coming to dinner, everyone on your best behaviour." And then turned to my mum and went, "You better get your fine china out." Someone wants that promotion. I think it's quite a nice term for a young lady, fine china. You only get your fine china out on a special occasion. What's a fine china like? It's all right, it's got a little crack in it. Would you like cream in your fine china? Or would you rather it in your mug? I'm terribly sorry, darling. I seem to have smashed your mother's fine china. I look like a puppet without the string. Charlie, you chip in quite a lot, don't you? And sleep. Bill Cosby taught me that. He's not going to like what happens next. We're drinking, my friends, in the Last Chance Saloon. What I'm saying on stage tonight is barely acceptable now. In 10 years' time, fucking forget about it. You're going to be able to tell your grandchildren about seeing this show. Yeah. You'll say, "I saw a man, and he stood on stage, and he made light of serious situations. We used to call them jokes. And people would laugh." And your grandchildren will ask, they'll say, "Non-binary elder?" Non-binary elder? What's a joke? And you'll say, "You are." My girlfriend shouts "daddy" in the bedroom, which I think is a bit rude. Daddy? Because, I mean, there's 3 of us here, not just you and your dad. I've been described, London, as a sex symbol, and that symbol is a question mark. Followed by a no. Everyone is shaving their pussy. Mainly women. Everyone is shaving their pussy. And hipsters, the hipsters these days, have beards. So society has the same amount of hair, just on different cunts. Do you remember the incident in the 90s with Michael Jackson? Where he was on tour in Germany, he had the top floor of a hotel, and he had the baby, and he held the baby over the balcony, and he shook the baby. Crazy. You can't get cum off a baby like that. Somewhat ironically, that has really separated the men from the boys, hasn't it? Hotel sex is better than sex at home, isn't it? You make noise, you can make mess, your wife's not there. Better. I don't like it when people tell me their kid is adopted. What difference does it make? It's your kid, whether it's biologically yours or a rescue. I want One Direction to do a BTS covers medley at my funeral, because that way, I'll be glad I'm dead. My father died. Really? What was it? The big C. Cancer. No, he drowned. Talking to a North African girl in her native language for hours. We just clicked. Fucking anthropology jokes, I've got it all. My girlfriend sometimes calls it her foo-foo, which I think is a bit juvenile. I'll be honest with you, it makes Mr. Dingle-Dangle not want to do the Humpty Hump. I used to date this incredible-looking woman, just beautiful. I mean, we're still together, but she's let herself go. It's as if they're an ugly woman at the back going, boo. What, sorry? Rude? So sorry, when I said there's an ugly woman at the back, you went, hey, he's talking to me. Yeah. Rude. I mean, it's self-esteem. There's nothing I can do about your self-esteem. That's why they call it self-esteem. What's your name, madam? Kelly. Kelly, I'm going to go soft on you, like every man that's ever seen you naked. No, I'm just saying, Kelly, you're what dimmer switches were invented for. That's all I'm saying. You ever wonder why there's always a dimmer switch in a bedroom? That. Any other ultimate sexual fantasies?
A Viking helmet.
A Viking helmet? What have you got, 2 vaginas? Good, lovely. Any other ultimate sexual fantasies? Schoolgirl? And then you've pointed at your man. Yeah, I think we've got a special term for a schoolgirl fantasy now. We call it pedo. Sorry, sir, what do you like?
The schoolgirl teacher.
Schoolgirl teacher? Schoolgirl, though, really. Yeah, no, because the specialist term for the schoolgirl you are a pedo. It's good. Look at the positive. You get to be on a list. That's nice. That's nice. Everyone in the neighbourhood knows where you live. That's convenient, isn't it? Do you make her dress up as a schoolgirl?
She's done it.
She's done it? Have her washed and brought to my room. I'm joking. Don't wash her. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I do for a living. I think of little jokes in my head, and then I tell them to you so that you'll like me. Sounds a bit tragic when I say... What was that? It's not working? Well, you can fuck off. Where are you? It's not working, man. Give us a wave. What do you do, sir? Telecoms. You do telecoms? What do you do? Do you... I do you. I do you telephone. What, sorry?
Build telecoms.
You build them networks. Ironically, you work in communications and can hardly string a fucking sentence together. What, sorry? I've got a big nose. I literally don't have a big nose. That's a weird... That's like an insult you've heard someone else use. And you've gone, that got a big fucking laugh. That's going to work best with a comic with a big nose. What's your name, sir? Thomas. What do you do, Thomas? You're a student. What are you studying? Mathematics? Are you at school, Thomas? I don't know if we should continue this any further, because it's starting to feel like grooming. Are you at school? Yeah, I'm at school. You got a big nose. I haven't. Any other heckles? Oh, what was that? That sounded good. Go on, what was that? What was it? I'm a paedophile. I was just fucking chatting to him. I've done nothing. Who's come the furthest? Did anyone come from, like, a long way overseas? Or Canvey Island? Right, now I know Canvey Island, so I happen to know that you've not come a long way from your home. You've just brought it with you. Did you come with him? No, good. Canvey Island's the furthest anyone came. Well, fuck you. You were all in the area anyway, were you? What's that? Was that Dover? But you were castrated before you got a chance to... Right. Were you worried about sounding silly, so you thought, well, I'll put on a ludicrous high-pitched voice? That should sort things out, shouldn't it? So you're a sailor, are you? Imagine my surprise at your high-pitched voice. Sir, what's your name? What, sorry? Toby. Toby, do you mind me sharing with the group? Thank you very much indeed, Toby. That makes it much easier. Because there's a heckle. It's quite a good heckle, quite a funny heckle. But we have to do a heckle put-down now. God. I would love if I could just let it go, but I can't. There are rules. But you don't mind me sharing with the group, so it makes it much easier. We can go old school. What, sorry?
Stop stalling.
Stop stalling. Don't panic, sir. I've got this. I'll have to put you on arsehole waiting. Toby's mum. is so fat. She's a fucking disgrace, Toby. Your mum is such a chunky monkey wobble slob. Fatty boom batty blubbernaut. She's so fucking fat, when she fell down the stairs, I thought EastEnders had finished. Boom, 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 bum, 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 bum. True story. You, sir. What did you say? What was it? Stop stalling? Yeah? What's your name? Gary. Are you trying to say Gary? Watch me. Gary. Yeah. 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 The fuck is that? Well, Gary, if you want my comeback, you'll have to scrape it off your mum's teeth. Dave and Susan, they've been going out for years and years and years, 10 years, since college. Susan went home for the weekend to see her parents. They had Sunday lunch together, they got a little bit tipsy over lunch. Nothing the matter with that, you would think. Lovely. All the way up to Hull to see them. Got drunk over Sunday lunch. Somehow the topic of wife swapping came up. And her parents, for a joke, said, oh, we were terrible for that back in the 70s. Oh, keys in a bowl at a party. Oh, terrible. Oh, always doing it. We don't know who your real dad is. They said that to their daughter. Now, she was fine at the time because she was drunk at a lunch. But then on the train ride home, she starts to feel a bit grimy and horrible and, oh. And eventually, she works herself up into a real state. She thinks, well, maybe it was a joke on me. Maybe they were joking, but I was the butt of the joke. Maybe they did do that in the 70s. Maybe he's not my real dad. Oh, God. Oh, God. She got into Dave, and of course, what Dave should have done is taken her in his strong, loving arms. Hey, it's just a silly joke. I'll pop the kettle on. I'll make you a cup of tea. I'll run you a bath. Shh, 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 shh. That is what he should have done. But that's not what he did. That's not what he said. What he said, without skipping a beat, I've killed an African child. But what he said, without skipping a beat, straight away, who got your mum? There's a thin line between neighbourhood watch and becoming a vigilante, and it's a line you cross when you buy a cape. Do you know there's now a warning on superhero costumes? If you buy a superhero costume, it says on it, this costume does not give you special powers. Or indeed the right to see your children. Kids say the funniest things. Please don't hurt Mummy. She's already dead. Are there any mums in? By shouting out, who's a mum? Yes. Proper ones, not just ones that have done it to get a flat. I'm kidding, we all love mums. You know, mums are great. They're the great unsung heroes of our society. They do so much for so little. What do mums ever get? All they ever get is, you know, not even a thank you, just Mother's Day. Mother's Day's rubbish, isn't it? It's like a Toblerone from the garage or some flowers from a lamppost. What? I think it's all right to give your mum flowers you've taken from a lamppost where there's been an accident. Because if you think about it, you wouldn't do that if she'd brought you up a little bit better. It's her fault. Of course, one of the major supermarkets is trying to redress the balance, yeah? There's just Mother's Day for mums, but they've decided to have a Mum of the Year competition. Mum of the Year, to sort of, you know, just reward ordinary, everyday mums. Acknowledge, you know, all the good work mums do. The only thing I would question about their charitable endeavour is the massive banners they put outside every one of their superstores saying, enter your mum today. I mean, fair enough, if she's up for that, she deserves something. Might I suggest a call from social services? Sugary tea was my mum's cure for everything. Her, like, elixir of life. If you had any kind of problem, emotional, physical, financial, it wouldn't matter. She would say, come in, I'll make you a nice sweet cup of tea. Which was fine until we found out my brother was diabetic. What, sorry? Posh prick. Posh prick seems a bit harsh. What's your name, sir? Miles. Miles. And you think I might be a bit posh? All right, Miles. What's your favourite colour? Blue. Seems like the fairest way to deal with this. You get some B-L-U-E. Number between 1 and 8, Miles. 4. All right. Ooh. It says if you've come as a cunt, you've won. Bit of good news. Some young women drink so much they black out and can't remember what happened the night before. If that's you, don't worry, love. I made a video. Have any of you seen my impressions? Have you seen any of my impressions before? I don't do many. I do a few. I'll do one for you now. Are there any lesbians in? Does anyone enjoy smashing pasties? Huh? Are there any lesbians? There must be some lesbians, surely. What is there, a pool tournament on? Well, where are the lesbians? You up there somewhere? Oh, there's some lesbians up there. Are there lesbians over here? Hello, girls. How are you? You all right? Very nice to have you in. The impression that I do, it's more a piece of physical theatre than an impression per se. But it's the... hang on, the cameraman's coming to get the lesbians. It's more a piece of physical theatre than an impression, but it's actually, it's the breakup of a same-sex relationship between two women. And I think it captures the emotional turmoil and the anguish when love breaks down. When you still love that person, but you're no longer in love with that person, and you've got to go your separate ways. Would you like me to perform it for you now? Okay. Just give me a second here. Yeah, what did you think was going to happen? I feel duty-bound now. What's your name, madam? What? Sharal. Okay, fine, Sharal. Sure, we'll go with Sharal. And who are you with? Who's the other half? Rosie. Hi. I feel duty-bound to ask you the question I've asked every lesbian I've ever met. What would it take to get you back on solids? Oh, I got a maybe, yes. I'm 2 Bacardi Breezes away. Come on. Yeah, go on once.
Is it right that your girlfriend wants you to watch her pee?
She likes you watching her pee.
I'm trying to get you to watch her. She's like, no.
So, sorry. That's it. The question, I get asked that every show. It's weird that you would ask that. So, because she likes a lot of people to watch her pee. Is that your thing? You like people to watch you pee? Well, clearly, yes. He didn't say that for no reason, did he? Do you remember earlier when you said he was a pedo for making you dress up as a schoolgirl? I think it might be payback time. But surely you could just dress her as a schoolgirl and have her do a wee on you. That's fine. That plays into your whole pedo fantasy. Everyone's happy. Apart from anyone with any sort of sense of taste and decency. Who are frankly horrified by you too. What's your name, sir? Sam. Hi, Sam. What, sorry? Southwell. Yeah, definitely I need a surname for this. I'm not in charge of the register. Don't worry about that. So, and what is it about being watched pee that you enjoy? Well, just tell us. We're all interested to know. Well, you do, so...
It's not like that.
What is it like?
You should feel comfortable enough to do anything in front of them.
Yeah!
I'm all for that, madam, yes. Once you've been with someone, there's a level of intimacy that suggests that you would be able to pee in front of them or maybe shit on their chest. But some people aren't like us, baby. Some people don't think in the way... They're closed-minded. They've got a sense of, I don't know, appropriate occasion. It's all right, we're not taping this for... Oh, no, we are. Lovely golden showers. Any other thoughts? What car do I drive? I don't actually drive a car, sir. I roll in one. Motherfucker, yeah, with the bitches in the back, yeah. How you do? Any other questions, thoughts?
What's your favourite type of cheese?
What's my favourite type of cheese? Knob.
Where's the best place you perform?
The best place I've performed? I'd have to say In Your Girlfriend. It's the law. It's the law. I have to, I'm sorry. Dave and Susan, they've been going out for years and years and years, 10 years, since college. Susan went home for the weekend to see her parents. They had Sunday lunch together, they got a little bit tipsy over lunch. Nothing the matter with that, you would think. Lovely. All the way up to Hull to see them. Got drunk over Sunday lunch. Somehow the topic of wife swapping came up. And her parents, for a joke, said, oh, we were terrible for that back in the 70s. Oh, keys in a bowl at a party. Oh, terrible. Oh, always doing it. We don't know who your real dad is. They said that to their daughter. Now, she was fine at the time because she was drunk at a lunch. But then on the train ride home, she starts to feel a bit grimy and horrible and, oh. And eventually she works herself up into a real state. She thinks, well, maybe it was a joke on me. Maybe they were joking, but I was the butt of the joke. Maybe they did do that in the 70s. Maybe he's not my real dad. Oh, God. Oh, God. She got into Dave, and of course what Dave should have done is taken her in his strong, loving arms. Hey, it's just a silly joke. I'll pop the kettle on. I'll make you a cup of tea. I'll run you a bath. Shh, 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 shh. That is what he should have done. But that's not what he did. That's not what he said. What he said, without skipping a beat... I've killed an African child. But what he said, without skipping a beat, straight away... who got your mum? Your hair. What? I'm just saying. I like the Spice Girls as much as the next man, but... it's... I can't help noticing you've got a tattoo on your... Well, it's your boob, isn't it, really? It sort of draws the eye. What is that, exactly? It's a rose. On your... As if boobs aren't fun enough as they are. She's thought, I'll tell you, I'll brighten these things up. No fella's going to like these. What do guys like? They like flowers, don't they? Yeah, I'll get a picture of a flower. Any other? Sorry, sir, could you just repeat what you said there? She's on the blob. How nicely put, sir. I think a lesser man might have said menstruation. Or her time of the month, or maybe period. Even Arsenal are playing at home, or she has the red devil in her belly. Up on bricks. But you went with the much more genteel. On the blob! She's on the blob, isn't she? I think in all seriousness, if a woman says, look, I can't have sex, I've got my period, I would say, well, your arse isn't bleeding, is it? Yet. Give me a moment to work my magic. Domestic violence. There's a topic for you. It happens. People don't like talking about it, but it happens in all our communities. Yeah? Something needs to be done. There's a lot of charities dealing with the aftermath. Very few doing anything preventative. I'd like to start a Jimmy Carr halfway house. A place where women can go and be safe and secure. And be re-educated about cooking and cleaning and putting out... Doesn't need to happen. There's nothing sad in seeing a woman with two black eyes. She's been told twice, she just doesn't understand. You're looking slightly disapproving there, madam. You all right? I like the fact that you two look incredibly rock and roll in a sea of middle class. What a wonderful thing. What do you do? Are you in a band or something?
Me?
Yeah.
I work in a shop called Cyber.
called Cyber what? Cyber Dog? Where do you think I got this? Hey? It's rubber on the inside. I might have a funky underpinning. I don't know what a funky underpinning is. That's how unfunky I am. Were you expecting more thrash metal at this gig? Yes, I'm sorry to disappoint. 99% of women kiss with their eyes closed, which is why it's so difficult to identify a rapist. When I was at school, a girl called Alice wanked off a dog for 3 cigarettes. I know what you're thinking. How did a dog get cigarettes? I once had sex with an Australian girl. She said mid-coitus, whilst fucking. She said, "Have you slimed yet?" Have you slimed yet? I thought it was not fucking Ghostbusters. I fantasise about having sex with a gymnast. Not just because they're really bendy and flexible and you could do loads of extraordinary positions, but also because I imagine they do a brilliant dismount. They end up by the side of the bed like that. And if they bend their knees even just a little bit, you can make them do it again. Well, I'll tell you why I've asked you all to come this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to talk to you about men that like obese women. I'm not talking about men that like women with a fuller figure. That seems entirely normal, natural and right. More cushion for the pushing, as I believe people say. I think that's the expression. No, I'm talking about men that like women who can't leave the house fat. So, I'm not talking about anyone in here this evening. Unless, in order to get out, someone had to cut the side of the house off and there was some sort of winch involved. I'm not talking about people with water retention. I'm talking about people with cake retention. People that tell you they've got a thyroid problem. You say, "Oh, really, a thyroid problem? What are you taking for that? Pies?" You know, the kind of girl that looks as if she makes a cracking breakfast, but wouldn't want to share it with you. I saw a thing on TV the other day, actually. It was on one of these kind of makeover shows that were on during the day. They did a makeover on a girl. She was 34 stone. It's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. I say a makeover, they gave her a fringe. Is that really going to turn the corner for a girl like that? That's what I'm asking. I don't think it will. I can't imagine a scenario where a guy, you know, he's drinking in a bar, he looks across, he sees a girl, she's 34 stone. Be tough to miss her, let's face it. He thinks to himself, she's a little bit big for me. Goes back to his drink. Meanwhile, the makeover team are in. Snip, snip, snip. He looks back, he thinks, actually, I would. It's the excuses that get me. The excuses are amazing. The camera adds £10. Stop eating fucking cameras. Now, for better, for worse, this is the question I use to judge an audience, to judge individuals. If you could all answer, that would be great. Would you fuck your dad to save your mum? Go on, what was the question?
What would you rather do? Suck off your dad or lick out your mum?
Wow. Yes, I think if I'm not mistaken, that's one of Wittgenstein's theorems. You'd suck off his mum. He's done you. He has done you. I'm not from Perth, so I may never have to make that decision. Fucking hell. You sound like you come from a very broken home. I'm not suggesting you fucked your mum, but only because you wouldn't want to two-time your sister. What's your name? What, sorry? Toby. Toby, do you mind me sharing with the group? Thank you very much indeed, Toby. That makes it much easier. Because there's a heckle. It's quite a good heckle, quite a funny heckle. But we have to do a heckle put-down now. God. I would love if I could just let it go, but I can't. There are rules. But you don't mind me sharing with the group, so it makes it much easier. We can go old school. What, sorry?
Stop stalling!
Stop stalling. Don't panic, sir. I've got this. I'll have to put you on arsehole waiting. Toby's mum is so fat. She's a fucking disgrace, Toby. Your mum is such a chunky monkey wobble slob. Fatty boom batty blubbernaut. She's so fucking fat, when she fell down the stairs, I thought EastEnders had finished. Boom, 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 bum, 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 bum. True story. You, sir. What did you say? What was it? Stop stalling? Yeah? What's your name?
Gary.
Are you trying to say Gary? Watch me. Gary. Yeah. 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 The fuck is that? Well, Gary, if you want my comeback, you'll have to scrape it off your mum's teeth. Women say they want their ideal man to be the outdoors type, the kind of man that enjoys long walks in the countryside. And women say they want their ideal man to be the kind of man that'll take control, the kind of man that's not afraid to take a few risks. Basically, what you're saying, ladies, is your ideal man is a rapist. And it's true, if you're a rapist, you've got pretty much a pick of women. It's funny, because it's true. My point, there's an incredible amount of pressure on women these days to be beautiful and thin, and all I can say is, we've got some very brave girls in here this evening, really. Terrific stuff. So there are some stunning-looking women in here this evening, and some right dogs. You know who you are. I'm joking. No one in here is stunning. Sorry, I'm not sounding very charitable. I do my bit. You know, I've created a foundation for battered women. It's really thick to hide the bruising. It's weird. Domestic abuse is still a real sort of taboo subject, isn't it? People don't like talking about domestic abuse, and ironically, that makes the problem much worse, because the charities that deal with domestic abuse, their problem is a problem of communication, because the women that they're trying to reach out and communicate with, the battered wives, are the very women that won't shut up and listen. Tragically, this is the only language they understand. I don't know what that is. That's like the lion from The Wizard of Oz. I wouldn't last a fucking day in this city, would I? When I did used to work for a living, I was always very jealous of the women that I worked with, because women have the best excuse for a day off sick. I love a day off sick. Marvellous. Duvet, very nice and comfy. And women have the best excuse. The best excuse, as we all know, is women's problems. And the reason women's problems is the best excuse is because women's problems is the end of a conversation. Why didn't you come in yesterday? Women's problems. I like to think if I was the boss, things would be slightly different. Women's problems? Tits or fanny? Which is it? Maybe I could have a look. Did you know women reach their sexual peak after 35 years? Men reach theirs after about 4 minutes. Which is why we get more done. My girlfriend said to me, "Have you been having sex behind my back?" I said, "Who the fucking hell do you think it was?" And another thing, it wouldn't kill you to turn around once in a while, check how I'm doing. I'm 10 years into a relationship now. Anyone beat that? Anyone longer than 10 years? Yes. What's the longest we got in the room? 13? 26. Anyone more than 26? 28? More than 28? How long? Sorry? You've been together for 43 years? I think, come on, 43 years. Now, I don't know what it's like after 43 years. I think that's an extraordinary commitment, especially in this day and age. That is quite something. But I don't know if it's the same for you, because I've only been together with my girl for 10 years, but things have got quite predictable in the bedroom. Now, when I lower my entire ball bag into her mouth, she is pretty much guaranteed to wake up. Same? Oh, you couldn't see that. He just went, yeah, same. You look worried on their behalf. They've been married 43 years. Don't panic. They've tried everything. What's your relationship with them? How do you know them? That's your mum and dad? Oh. That's nice. Well, I hope the image of your dad teabagging your mum hasn't... I hope. I, for one... I don't know about looking your parents in the eyes again. I don't think you'll be able to drink tea. Hi. Okay, finally, I need something you find in a kitchen.
No,
a woman? It's not 1974. You can find in a kitchen, a woman. She'll have my tea on. Your mum? Who said your mum? How old are you? Your mum. Your mum's in the kitchen. She'll make you tea and toast if you're nice. Mum. Your mum. That's what we're going for there, OK. Right, so we've got Henry VIII, Australian accent, mind reading, he's a creationist, your mum. Should we leave it there? Genuinely. That is all the improv I do. That's my favourite bit, the bit where people shout out suggestions. The actual play bit at the end, I always think, is a bit shit. I'm always suspicious they might just be making that up. You actually look disappointed as an audience now. You're like, oh, I thought it was going to be really good. The Aussie Henry VIII and his mum. Oh, yeah, do you want to get married? I can read your fucking mind. How shit's that? What, sorry? I forgot your mum. All right, there's Henry VIII fucking your mum. You happy now? That's your mum. You happy? Did we miss out your mum? Is she getting fucked by the king? Oh, yeah. All right, Sheila? Yeah, take it, you bitch. Yeah. I know you like it. I can read your fucking mind. You happy now? Why now? Let's talk about faith and spirituality, an important part of our psyches. I'm sure you will agree. Christians say, and there may be Christians in this evening, Christians say, Jesus died for your sins. Be good. I say, he's already dead. Fuck it. What's he going to do? Get deader? Fill your fucking boots, mate. Also, if he died for your sins and you don't do any sins, you've made him look a right cunt. I used to be quite religious, and I'm fascinated by lots of religious groups. There's some brilliant ones. There's the people that wear the armbands, WWJD. Stands for What Would Jesus Do? And Christians wear them to remind them to be more like Christ in everyday life. They sort of see that and oh, what would Jesus do in this situation? Yeah. For the most part, they're very effective. They make people so annoying, you want to nail them to a cross. My absolute favourite Christian organisation of all time, it's called Christians Against Teenage Pregnancies. That's the Everest of hypocrisy, isn't it? If Jesus taught us nothing else, he taught us that the unwanted babies of teenage mums can turn out all right. You look as if you didn't quite understand that. Do you know who the protagonist is? It's Jesus. Born at Christmas or Easter. You must have heard of him. King of the Jews. Best Jew ever. He could walk on water. Well, he probably couldn't walk on water. His mum probably just exaggerated. He was probably very good on ice skates. He died for your sins. Cunt. Got another religious one now, but for a reason. This is the best-selling T-shirt ever in the world. Jesus loves you. It's the most popular T-shirt ever. Jesus loves you. He's not in love with you. I was going to go for he's not fussy about looks. I thought no. Incidentally, if we're all God's children, what's so special about Jesus? Gentlemen, if you have never tried to fellate yourself, suck yourself off. So I was saying what it meant. I wasn't saying suck yourself off. That wasn't an order. Gentlemen, if you've never tried to fellate yourself, raise your hand now. That's my favourite bit of the show. It's the couples that have clearly been together for a while that I like best. It's the woman initially going... No, he said, put your hand up, he never listens. And then the slow look of realisation. You're optimistic, you can't even touch your fucking toes. Quite a few of you down there have got your hands up, you guys. Did you all have a go on each other's, did you? I like the way, sorry, you guys, I presume you're someone's dad, and then all the kids there. Is that the, yeah, OK, so you've got dad, and then kid, 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 kid. And it went basically, dad put his hand up, and then son went, yeah, and then the next one went, yeah, and then the next one went, yeah, I've definitely never done that. Down the line. It was like a domino effect, but with horrible lies that make the baby Jesus cry. Even the little baby Jesus tried to suck his own cock. Come on, Can you say that? Yeah, sure you can, why not? It would be remiss of me, ladies and gentlemen, not to talk to you all about the environment, because that is the big issue, which has upset the homeless no end. A carbon footprint is a metaphor for the mark you leave on the earth as you walk through your lives. Of course, I don't have one, because I drive everywhere. And it is twice as bad if you're Christian, because you've got Jesus traipsing alongside you. This is quite sad. I was sexually abused as a child, and I'm worried that my personality and history will lead me to abuse others. Have you thought about a career in the Catholic Church? Any Catholics in? Stop touching kids? I was raised Catholic. The thing that used to annoy me about church when I was little was all the standing up and sitting down and kneeling. I wish the priest could just pick a position and fuck me. As head of the Catholic Church, Pope Benedict is the boss of every Catholic priest in the world. He's effectively king of the pedos. I read about a Catholic priest that exposed himself, so they defrocked him. They don't help themselves, do they? Well, they do, that's part of the problem. This scandal could bring the Catholic Church to its knees. You've got to finish that one in your own head. Somewhat ironically. I don't think the Pope should worry about the sex scandal. It'll all get sorted out soon enough when Jesus Christ, our Lord and Saviour, comes back from the made-up. When I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend, and I used to think that he went everywhere with me, and that I could talk to him and he could hear me, and that he could grant me wishes and stuff. And then I grew up, and I stopped going to church. Well, that seems to have divided the room somewhat. There's two distinct groups there. There's people that thought that was funny, and then there's a larger group who will be going to heaven. While we're on the subject of religion, I imagine there's quite a few people in here that go to Mass, or wherever Protestants go. Hell, I'd imagine, I know. Have you all seen the new Mel Gibson film? The Passion of the Christ. It's upset an awful lot of Christians. They're up in arms about it. He's made a film about the life of Christ, but he's tacked on this silly Hollywood ending where the hero comes back at the end. Does she love the little baby Jesus, or... Does she love the little baby Jesus or not? The other thing I've noticed with books is, like, anything with a spiritual element always does brilliantly. Look at the Bible. That's still a bestseller, even though they give it away in hotels. I guess you could say I haven't found Jesus, but then I think Jesus should try and find me. He's omnipotent, I'm on telly. How tough's that? Make a fucking effort, Christ. Or Christ, make a fucking effort. That works either way. I'm cynical about religion, but I'm not a cynic. I do believe in other things. I'm willing to believe in aliens, for example. I mean, if aliens don't exist, then who was it that abducted me at the age of 13 and transported me to a room full of weird flashing lights and subjected me to a terrifying rectal probing? Well, that's right, it was the guy that ran the youth centre disco. Yeah. The thing that put me off religion was I was raised Catholic. Any other Catholics in? It's a weird thing, isn't it? Like Catholic school, if you go to Catholic school, sex education is very odd. Sex education, they don't want kids to be told about sex. They want to show them. The Catholic Church are weird. The only kind of contraception they seem to approve of is fucking young boys. Any gay priests in? No, for those of you that don't know, the collective noun for gay priests, priests. It's an easy one to remember, isn't it? No, because gay priests were in the news, because if you're a gay priest, you can now marry another gay priest, and they weren't allowed to for ages because it was going to be confusing during the ceremony, because would they say, do you take this man, or does he take you? Who's the mummy? Seems a bit awkward. I'd like to meet a gay priest, though, because normally priests do that sort of nomine patre, filio-fish thing, whatever that is. I imagine a gay priest to be a little bit more... a little bit more razzmatazz. Jesus Christ, you look amazing. Yeah, I'm going to kneel down before you. What, he hung out with 12 sailors? Fishermen, whatever. I'm going away, we're having a dinner, no girls. Churches are depressing. I mean, why build all of them in graveyards? My local church is raising money for a giant thermometer. I'll tell you what, let's talk about religion. That couldn't possibly upset anyone. If Jesus is the way, and to be a Christian is to be in Christ, then aren't all Christians just in the way? Jesus says he loves me, but I worry about the age gap. Now, you'll notice out of deference and respect to our Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ, I've let him bum me. I've got a Muslim friend who's really religious. Feel the tension in the room. I've got a Muslim friend who's really religious. He knows the Quran backwards, which is handy because that's how you read it. Surprisingly well-informed and inoffensive joke about the Islamic faith. And that's because I'm not a fucking idiot. What are the Christians going to do? Forgive me? Good luck with that. Speaking of Christians, any Catholics in? Yeah. Got a few Catholics? Catholics are a weird bunch. Look at the rosary. Basically, anal beads. The church wanted to move forward on female bishops, but bishops can only move diagonally. Gay priests can move wherever they want because they are queens. All together or not at all on the applause. Otherwise, we've got to throw you a fucking fish. Well, thanks very much. I don't believe in God. I'm actually an atheist. Well, not even an atheist. But I don't believe in God. I'm not even an atheist. I'm what you might call an anti-theist. I think religion is a bad idea. I think it's a tool used by the powers that be to control the weak-minded in our society. But you can't pull that out of form, so I just write Church of England. I'm actually a lapsed Catholic. Any Catholics in? Oh, quite a few over there, yeah. I'm a lapsed Catholic. I knew my days were over in the Catholic Church when I found myself at communion thinking, I like the wine, I'm loving the wafer. Any chance of a bit of cheese? Don't get me wrong, though, I still respect the Pope. I like to think of the Pope as king of the pedos. He's the best one. He's the ringleader. He's Gary Glitter's boss. I saw a documentary recently on Channel 4. It was all about faith. And in it, someone went, well, of course, Scientology is a made-up religion. I thought, as opposed to... It's one of my favourite things is to get Christians talking about Scientology. Because the Christian will go, Scientologists, they're nutters, they believe in aliens. And then you can say to the Christian, what do you believe in again? It's a benevolent zombie that's coming back to save you, isn't it? Good luck with that, that will probably happen. Has anyone been to Belfast? Yeah. Belfast, an amazing town, very friendly place. The amazing thing about Belfast, they can tell what religion you are just from your name. I went there with my friend, Rabbi Lionel. They just knew. Well, what I'd like to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is tell you what this show is actually about. I've had an extraordinary 12 months. I've had a life-changing experience. I was a very cynical man, and I didn't really have any religion in my life, and I've let spirituality in the last 12 months, and it's been extraordinary. So this evening, what I'd really like to do is to test... I'm joking, there's no God. Grow up. Unless, of course, you're Muslim, in which case there definitely is a God. I'm not a fucking idiot. Seriously, I don't mind upsetting the Church of England. What are they going to do? Hold a fate? I'm sure there are Christians out there in the audience now thinking if I get hold of that Jimmy Carr, I'm going to bloody well forgive him. If you like fast-paced, edgy one-liners, get ready to be happy. I'm announcing a new tour. It's called Jimmy Carr Laughs Funny, and I'll be touring all around the world. Come and see me. If you don't like fast-paced, edgy jokes, then it's not for you. You know, get some perspective. Maybe they're just jokes.